Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Lego Dude 11, and in today's video, this is a brand new Lego Dude news update, if you will, and I'm not quite sure what playlist I'm going to be putting that under. Maybe that playlist. I haven't done a Lego Dude news update in forever now, but I wanted to make this because this is some news that frankly, I don't even know if I've used this word, pissed. I am just furious. But however, I'm making this video here today. I'm pulling up on my laptop right next to me here an article about this, and if you have not heard this, you're probably just feeling the same way I am. And oh my god, I was walking back to my dorm yesterday, and I shouldn't say I yelled it, but in my head I'm going, so annoyed. I actually swore out loud. I'm like, this is incredibly stupid. For good reason. Like let me get to the article, but I don't want to dwaddle and just sit here. But I do have my thoughts, and I understand why this is happening. For good reason. Let me get to the article. So, Dune 2 has been pushed, and it was on my top 10 anticipated of the year. It was gonna automatically be in my top 10 at the end of the year, because not that I judge a book by its cover, but I like to have my notions, and there's notions I have with other films, which we'll get to later. But this one, like Spider-Verse is automatically my number 1 of the year, and I hadn't even seen Dune yet, and this was going to be on my top 10 in the year. But anyway, it's been delayed. Dune 2 has officially been delayed, as I'm reading my article here. It's verbatim. The highly anticipated second part of Denis Villeneuve, might be pronouncing that right, sci-fi epic, based on the original older classic, I forget what it was, 1980s, 50s, some older film, was based, or set to arrive on November 3rd of this year, but now will hit theaters on March 15th, 2024. So it's, relatively speaking, that's when Beyond the Spider-Verse was going to come out in March. So there's basically, I have now Dune 2 is my most anticipated for next year, which was the month of Beyond the Spider-Verse. So kind of cancels that out for the equation. Going on, the decision comes from major Hollywood studios to continue, by many accounts, stall a negotiation of fair contract with the striking actors union. The strike will not only prevent actors from working, but also promoting new projects. Fair. Warner Bros. And Legendary Entertainment made the two companies that studios behind Dune 2 have what's that word? I can't read. Obsessively decided they would rather delay the film than risk releasing it without promotion. Boon of stars like Timothy Chalamet, or Schmalalamet, and Florence Pugh, which I can't wait to see her in that, and other various people. Dune 2 isn't the only movie starring her. Oh, it's talking about Zendaya, and then blah blah blah. The SAG-AFTRA strike kicked off in July and fell apart. Just goes deep into the SAG strike, and then what's going on there. But yeah, that's pretty much the studio's decision to push Dune 2 to 2024 suggests that the SAG strike may be resolved anytime soon. It could spell danger for other big Hollywood blockbusters planned later this year. Per Variety, Warner Bros. Is considering delays for its other big films this year, like The Color Purple, which looks kind of good. It looks good. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, that's terrible BS. And though, as it stands, those are both set to arrive in December, as well as, this is not stated in the article, Wonka, which actually I have more interest in over The Color Purple, but more interest in Wonka over Aquaman. Sony has also decided to delay some of its movies, like Kraven the Hunter, just a bad movie overall. I'm saying that. And Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. I had a theory they were going to delay that one, and Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, but that was also coming out not this year, that was coming out next year. Third installment of the hit animation franchise, slated for next year as well, fully taken off the release calendar. So like I just said, that being with where March was, or where Dune is now in March, where that was the Spider-Verse, for me, that takes into account of, this is my own personal bias opinion, like, I know I would have loved to have Beyond the Spider-Verse next year, but seeing how they can work on it more. Whereas, oh, Spider-Verse is my number one of this year. I didn't want to have 2 years in a row where Spider-Verse films were my number one of the year. So that makes it a little bit better. Second thing is, I kind of just want to mention off topic a little bit about Craven and Ghostbusters. Well, first I want to mention Aquaman and Wonka. I don't. DC's in such a jumble right now that I could, if Aquaman gets pushed, it's not going to have a good financial budget at all, or a turnout at all, whether it comes out this year or it gets pushed. If it gets pushed, it's doomed even more. It's doomed as of right now. But anyway, Wonka has some promise. I just hope that doesn't get pushed like Dune, because it also has Timothée Chalamet, and he can't promote shit. Excuse me, but he can't promote it. If he's not promoting Dune, can he promote Wonka? No. But Craven, it's just not going to do well now that it's pushed. Spider-Verse, though, will do good, because it's going to be worked on. Craven was done, and it got pushed, just like Dune. But I get back to Dune. I digress. So, how I'm feeling about Dune, I understand the reason they pushed it, right? Don't get me wrong. I really wanted to see it this year. It was my second most anticipated. Back in December of last year, was it like January this year, I made my most anticipated, and I said this was like my 8th or so anticipated movie, and I've bumped it up to number 2 now, after seeing Spider-Verse. Like, this is my second, but I've seen many films this year, so the only other film I want to see, I'm going to download Past Lives, and then I'm going to watch in theaters, I keep forgetting the name of it, Killers of the Flower Moon by Martin Scorsese with Leonardo DiCaprio. That film looks stunning, which comes out in October, and then I'm going to go see The Marvels with my friends, which also was going to come out the week after Dune 2. So we're going to go see that instead. But yeah, I'm frustrated inside because I was so pumped. It was so close. Like, we're almost in September and October, and it was going to be the next film. I'm pissed, but it comes out in March, so it comes out next semester, so I'm looking forward to that. It will definitely be my number one film next year, because here's the deal. I have to make a slight detour. How I feel is I'm frustrated, but I'm excited for next year. It was so close, but I understand the reason. I think that's what everybody's saying. I think lots of people are frustrated, but hey, what can we do at this point? Because the strike has taken up a lot of rigmarole, gobbledygook. But like I mentioned about Spider-Verse being pushed in Dune, there are things next year that I'm super worried about with the strike. Like, the strike ends this December. I'm constantly thinking about other films, like just a couple to throw out there. Kung Fu Panda 4. I haven't seen the franchise all at once. Like, I've seen number 1, I've seen number 2, but it's been a while since I've seen number 3. But it's been like I have glimpses of them, so I need to watch them all again. Kung Fu Panda 4 could be good. Despicable Me 4 could be good, even though people hated the third one. I quite liked moments of the third, so hopefully the fourth one can be, like, they can, what's the word I'm looking for, like, redo, like, get back in the ballpark. And then Beetlejuice 2 is another one I'm excited about for next year. So, and there's the Planet of the Apes movie coming out next year, so hopefully there's things that can do well. I just don't want them to get pushed, like Beetlejuice 2. If the strike can end and these films next year don't get pushed, it'd be the best thing ever. I'm trying to think of, like, what other big names. Like, I want to look up the films next year, but there's things out there I'm just... Because here's the other problem, is if the strike goes on longer and they say, hey, we're going to push Dune 2 again, that's going to be infuriating not only to the actors, but to the fans, because we're like, wait, you just pushed it for here, and now you're pushing it again. So I'm not here to say that, I'm not here to promote the strike, I'm just here to say, I really hope it ends soon. Because I'm not in for this. I'm not. One is enough. Like, I don't know how many times they delayed Dune 2, but at this point, I'm only waiting till March. I mean, I'll still see the film, but like it kind of goes back to the Flash incident. Like, they delayed it so much, and then there was issues with Ezra Miller, which there are no issues with Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, or anybody. But I just don't want, if it's delayed again, I'll be so mad. I mean, I'm mad right now. But I understand why. Because the actors can't promote it. But if the strike goes on longer, man, I just hope it gets resolved. This is my, I like to say it's my livelihood, it's my passion. I like talking about this stuff. So there's that, and yeah. So I made this video just because I was annoyed in my rant, and I didn't make one for Beyond the Spider-Verse because it made sense why they pushed, like, the Spider-Verse wasn't delayed for the strike, it was delayed because they still needed to work on it. That I get. I'm a little bit upset about Spider-Verse, but they're working on it. Like, Dune 2 was finished, and they have a good reason for Dune 2 being pushed, but oh my gosh. Anyway, let me know how you feel in the comments below. I got my most anticipated for next year. Yay! And then whenever Spider-Verse comes out, that's my most anticipated for that year. So, yay! Yay? Question mark. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me over at Bobavitch Master on Instagram. Links down below. Don't have to let me know your thoughts on Dune 2 getting pushed. Are you excited to see it next year? Would you like to see it this year? I personally, obviously, would have loved to see it this year. But don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me at Instagram. Don't have to keep calm, play Lego, watch stuff, and peace out, everyone. Bye.